hopefully in your fantasy football league, you're starting to do drafts coming soon. Injuries could still happen the final week of the preseason, so you want to do your drafts right after the last game of the preseason, just so you could get a feel and know what everything's going on, what players are going to be healthy, what players are good, a full week before the season starts. I think that's a perfect time to draft. But in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down my favorite players, my must-haves in fantasy football, and I'm going to break them down one by one and potentially help you have the best fantasy football team possible and give you a bunch of league winners that can help you out and help you take down your fantasy football arch rival. Let's start off with number one. George Kittle for the 49ers. If you don't get Trey McBride, if you don't get Brock Bowers, George Kittle's the next best option. That's somebody you need to target. He's the number one pass catcher option for the 49ers right out the gates. Him and Brock Purdy have a great connection together. Brandon Ayuk, he's still not healthy from his ACL injury. And Juwan Jennings is banged up. Demarcus Robinson, he's doing a 3-game suspension. The 49ers just traded for Sky Moore. They're down bad. The weapon that Brock Purdy is going to rely on the most is going to be George Kittle. George Kittle's coming off a season where he had 1,000 yards last year, top tight end production, and one of the top tight ends in fantasy football last season. That's only going to skyrocket. He could have a better season than Brock Bowers and Trey McBride because of the lack of other weapons around him. And he's in an offense. The last 6 years, the 49ers have been top 15 in scoring. So the 49ers are going to pass the ball. They're going to run the ball too as well, but they're going to lean on a weapon like George Kittle the most this season. So you got to draft George Kittle. The next player I have, George Pickens. George Pickens is a deep ball demon. He's a demon in general, but he is somebody that you need to look towards as your second best wide receiver on your fantasy team, potentially third receiver. This is somebody you could get in round 3, round 4, that area, but he's a go ball guy. He's one of the best go ball receivers in the NFL. Dak Prescott throws that to an elite level, to a high level. He's finally healthy. He's going to have an MVP level season, I think. And George Pickens, teams can't just, go out there and scheme for him, try to take him out the game because they have CeeDee Lamb to worry about, Jake Ferguson to worry about. So George Pickens is going to eat off of CeeDee Lamb's production. Those two are going to be a lethal duo in the NFL this season. And I think George Pickens has a big year, a career year with Dak Prescott. He hasn't had a quarterback that good throwing him the ball. People want to hate on Dak Prescott, but he's a good quarterback in the NFL. So now he finally has an elite quarterback throwing him the ball. So I think George Pickens, big season for him. Another receiver that's going to have a big season, Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams from Detroit. I think he had a breakout season last year. The buzz in camp in Detroit is he's looking even better. So he's somebody that could take the short routes to the end zone. He could take the top off the defense. Tyreek Hill level of weapon. He's always catching those deep balls, 60 plus, 50 plus yard touchdowns. So I think that's his specialty. He averaged 14 points per game last season in fantasy. I think he could outdo that and be a top player for you on your fantasy football roster, a league winner potentially. So I expect him to have a big year this year. This is somebody right now you could get 3rd or 4th round. Next season, he might be in the 1st or 2nd round. So watch out. Get him while you can. Get him while it's hot. Now, 2 rookie running backs I have that you should grab. Bill Merritt, Washington Commanders running back, and then Trevion Henderson. Now, for people that are new to fantasy football, his real name is Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. That's his real name for the people that are not the ball knowers that are kind of newbies to this. That's somebody you need to draft. He could be Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving last year was a rookie running back that ran for 1,000 yards, had a big season, was a fantasy monster. So that guy, he's going to get a lot of the workload in Washington. With Brian Robinson Jr. out of the picture now, just got traded to the 49ers, he's going to get a heavy workload. He's competing with Chris Rodriguez and Austin Eckler. Those guys are solid RB2, RB3 kind of guys. He's the RB1. The backfield is his. Him and Jaden Daniels will be a dynamic backfield together. Jaden Daniels is going to have defenses scared with his dynamic rushing ability. So Merritt, he's going to eat off that. He could be a receiving back. He's explosive as hell. He's an elite breakaway runner. Force and missed tackles. He can do it all. He's explosive. Nice, start and stop acceleration. So I think this is somebody that's going to be a huge playmaker for the Commanders in year 1. Rush for 1,000 yards. All of that. I also think the same thing about Trevion Henderson. I know Ramondre Stevenson's there. Antonio Gibson. Those guys are there. But Trevion Henderson, every time we seen him touch the ball, it was nice production. 108-yard kickoff return in special teams. His first touch in the NFL, by the way, opening kickoff for the Patriots. And then there was a 3rd and 10 draw, running back draw, 3rd and 10. He took it for a first down. So this guy just is explosive. He's somebody that's tough to bring down. Receiving back ability. He caught a 50-yard touchdown in practice, in joint practices for the Patriots. He's a playmaker. I think he's going to be a star right out the gates. 1,000-yard rusher as well. He just does everything you need a 3-down back to do. Pass protection, he's got it. Can catch out the backfield, make people miss one-on-one. Like, you can't tackle him, and he gonna juke you at your socks. So he's a dangerous player. I think the Patriots are going to lean on him a lot this season. Now for my quarterbacks. Let's give the quarterbacks some love. Lamar Jackson, this is a fantasy football cheat code. I think he has the rushing ability still. He's going to put up 900 yards rushing consistently, give you 50 yards rushing a game damn near, and then he's going to slice and dice you. Last year, he had one of the best passing seasons of all time, 41-4 touchdown interception ratio, and he also had 120 quarterback rating or something crazy, second in the NFL all time behind Aaron Rodgers. So this is going to be a better passing season for him. You know why? DeAndre Hopkins is in the picture. So, and I don't think Derrick Henry's going to run for 1,800, 1,900 yards rushing again. I think this season it calms down a little. You give the ball a little to Keaton Mitchell as well. But I think this season, offensive coordinator for the Ravens said they're going to open this passing offense. They're going to open this offense a little more. So Rashad Bateman could be a 1,000-yard receiver this season. Zay Flowers will be a 1,000-yard receiver this season. D-Hop can give you 600. And then you have the 2 tight ends that are elite. So this season, passing-wise, Lamar Jackson could take a step even more. 4,500-yard passing season, 35-plus touchdowns. So I'm excited about the year Lamar Jackson's going to have. That's saying a lot because he has 2 MVPs already. But this is somebody you can never go wrong with getting at the quarterback position. And I think this will be a big year for him in fantasy. Caleb Williams is another quarterback. I think he's a dark horse MVP candidate. And I think he's somebody, if you draft in fantasy this year, he's going to put up Jared Goff numbers. Jared Goff has been a solid fantasy quarterback. You can get by with them. But I think Caleb Williams is going to do what Jared Goff does, the dink and dunks, but be Superman more than Jared Goff was. He's going to put up a better season than Jared Goff has ever put up with Ben Johnson. With the weapons the Bears have, they have more weapons than the Detroit Lions. So I think that Caleb Williams' numbers will be crazy this year. He's going to put up great numbers per game. He's going to have those 300-yard performances like he did last year, a couple of those. He'll have that more consistently. And yeah, I'm excited about the year Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams will have together. This offense will be dangerous. If you draft Bears players this season, you won't go wrong with it. The last and final player I have to draft is Calvin Ridley. Get you Calvin Ridley. He's going to be a playmaker for the Titans. He put up solid numbers in fantasy. I had him as my fantasy receiver last year with Will Levis. 1,000-yard season. Still was pretty productive. Helped me win a couple weeks with his solid production. If he was solid last year, imagine what he'll do with the quarterback he actually wants to play with. And Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley, those two love to play with each other already. They're connecting together at a high level every practice. Cam Ward's throwing a big throw to Calvin Ridley. In the preseason, he threw 5 passes one game, and 3 of them were to Calvin Ridley. So for 50 yards too. So I'm expecting a big year out of both guys, but Calvin Ridley, he's going to get force-fed. Underrated receiver in the NFL, and I think these two are going to connect at a high level. I expect a career year out of Calvin Ridley and a nice year out of Cam Ward. So Cam Ward too is a player I'd keep an eye on. Hey, if one of my quarterbacks is out with the bye week or out with injury, I'm picking up Cam Ward because I think he could have a CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels level rookie season. Also look at the Chicago Bears defense. That defense is going to be nasty. That's a defense that's going to create turnovers, that's going to get after the quarterback, hold offenses to, scoring less than they're used to and accustomed to. So give me the Bears defense. Give me kicker from Jacksonville. That's an underrated sleeper, or Brandon Aubrey, kicker from the Cowboys. That's my people. Those are my players. Those are the people you need to draft in fantasy football. Let me know down below in the comments if I missed a name. Make sure to follow this guideline and you will have a trophy this year.
Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.